So I had this 2021 Cadillac Escalade for about 8 months now, and like I had the 2018, and I guess upgrading to this one is the same car basically. Like, it wasn't worth, like, we could have kept the other one a couple more years instead of upgrading to this one, because basically it's the same car. Like I said, there are a bunch of stuff that I like about the car though. I love that they changed the shifter from the column shifter to the middle console shifter. I always thought that the Escalade cost too much to have a shifter on the column. And I like this shifter, this electronic shifter, but a lot of the times when I go into drive, somehow it switches to low. So it takes a minute. I get down the block, I hear the car revving higher than it should. So I end up just pulling it down again to put it in just regular drive. So it's one of the things I dislike. This middle console is pretty wide, especially for my wife's short arms. Like, she's a realtor, so a lot of the times I'll drive her to meet some clients, especially if she thinks the client is kind of shady or something. I'll usually drive her there, make sure she's okay. But when she's going to put the directions into the navigation that's built into the car, when she's not just using the Apple Play, then it's hard for her to reach way over here to pull up the navigation from over there. Like, it's a pretty wide car. Another thing that I missed too from the old cars, used to have this little storage compartment inside the radio, so you just hit the little button on the bottom and it raises up, and you can keep all type of stuff inside that storage place, if you know what I mean. So that was a thing I liked about the old car. I hate that this car doesn't have it. It was a nice little hiding spot. Another thing is, with this car, the interior is a little bland, you know, black on black. I feel like it's a limousine when you're pulling up, as opposed to the old one. We had the white with the cream seats on the inside, or they were more like peanut butter, and it was just a perfect look. But my wife wanted this black so bad, so we went and got it. Another thing I dislike about this car is the Bluetooth. Like, in the old car, I could cut the Bluetooth off and I didn't have to worry about it, because both of our phones in here, and she's a realtor, so her phone rings constantly, and every time it does, it cut off whatever I'm listening to on the radio. So maybe I'm just not smart enough to figure out how to turn Bluetooth off. Like, I always have to go in and disconnect her phone from the Bluetooth, and also make my phone a priority, so that if we're in the car together, mine connects first, because my phone don't ring like hers. Another thing that it's not really a dislike, it's just it could have used less. Like, there's too many screens in this car, way too many screens. Like, you have this small trip screen over here, and it controls the heads-up display, and it controls the dash, so I can change the dash to the map or the augmented reality, where you can see what's going in front of you, exactly how it looks, as if you're looking out the window with your eyes. But then I find myself looking down at that more than actually, you know, being aware of my surroundings when I'm driving. So I don't know, that's more of a little, like a quirk. Like, it's not necessarily a con with the car. Another thing that I dislike about this car is the gas mileage. Of course, it's a big Escalade, it's not to get a lot of gas mileage, but the fuel tank on this car is much smaller than the 4th generation. The miles to empty in the old car, if I fill it up, it was like 425. I think this one starts at like 376 or something, so that's like 50 less miles, and I think the fuel tank is 2 less gallons. So, but there's a lot of things that I do like about this car. I like the ride height. It sits a little higher. It looks a little less sporty when it's sitting high. But I like that you can change it also. You can hit the mode button, and you can change the ride height. I love the big V8. Love how smooth it is. It gets up and it goes. Like when you hit the gas on this, you can hear that V8 roar. I love that sound. It reminds me of old cars, like I guess when the muffler was out or something, because you can really hear it when it starts humming. But the road noise, you're pretty isolated in this car. You don't hear a lot of road noise. Like this boy's whisper quiet. Like there are cars riding by right now. I got the radio down. I got the air blowing, but you don't hear any of the road noise out there. Another thing that I dislike, I put it in the con category, is the auto shut off. When you're at a light or at a stop sign, the motor shuts off for fuel economy. But in an old car, you could turn it off, like permanently turn it off. And just like the Bluetooth, I haven't figured out how to turn that off just yet. So I'm trying to figure that one out too. Like in the 4th generation, behind the 3rd row seats, you weren't fitting hardly anything back there. A gallon of milk will be right up to the door. So you putting groceries in, pretty much have to put the seats down in the back, which only a press of a button, but still inconvenient. But this car has more space back there, so you could fit probably 2 gallons of milk, like one right in front of the other, and close the door, and it closes nice and flush. Another thing that I like about this car, I put it in the pro category, is this huge sunroof. I mean, it's almost the entire top of the car. It's really nice. The front opens like a regular sunroof, and the back is just translucent roof. But I can cover it all up too if it's too much sun out, keep the seats from getting hot. But basically it's a garage kept car. So overall, I like this car. When I do get a chance to get in this boy and ride it, I like how smooth it is. Like the bumps, you don't really feel the bumps. Whether I put the ride height on highest, in the middle, or the low, like it's really nice and comfortable drive. These seats are very supportive. They support the back pretty good. Nice bucket seats, and the padding, it's just the right amount of padding on it. It's just not that old school, the velvet padding that the Cadillacs used to have.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
This is nice and firm and sit you up pretty good. So overall, I could have waited and just kept the older version. Like there's not that much of a difference for really to upgrade to this version, and I like the old color better than this black on black color. But it's a pretty enjoyable car, especially for long trips. I got a daughter down in college in Champaign, Urbana, which is about 2.5 hours outside of Chicago. Just driving this, it's really comfortable on the road.